Did you know that probiotics support your gut's harmony by calming the immune system and allowing the beneficial microbes to thrive? So over the next 10 to 15 minutes, I kind of want to dive into a topic that can really transform your well-being. I want to go over supplements for your gut microbiome. I'll talk about what that gut microbiome is and why it even matters. And then lastly, we'll explore 2 key supplements that really can make a profound impact on your gut health. So the gut microbiome, that diverse kind of community of microorganisms in the digestive tract, they do affect far more than just digestion. In fact, 2/3 of people that have problems with their gut microbiome do not have digestive symptoms. 2/3. So if you're like, my bowels are working perfectly fine, it could be that it's showing up in other ways. So your gut really does play a crucial role in immune function, mental health, inflammation levels, even metabolism needs to be balanced and thriving. It's really essential when it comes to overall health and vitality. So before we dive into specific supplements, let's briefly touch on kind of that huge influence, that the gut microbiome has on our whole body. Its central role, or the gut plays a central role in your immune system. It actually houses approximately 70% of your body's immune cells. And this vast network of immune cells continuously interact with the really trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes that make up that gut environment or that gut microbiome. And a healthy environment in your gut supports the immune system in several ways. The gut lining actually acts as a barrier. It prevents harmful pathogens and toxins from entering the bloodstream, and a balanced microbiome or environment helps to maintain the integrity or the strength of this barrier, which reduces risk of infections. Another thing that it does is it regulates the immune responses. So the beneficial gut bacteria, you actually do have bacteria in your gut that are good, and they regulate the immune responses and ensures that the immune system works effectively. It responds to kind of the bad guys or the pathogens while avoiding really an unnecessary level of inflammation. The third thing it does is production of antimicrobial substances. So certain bacteria in the gut produce antimicrobial substances that can directly impact the growth of harmful bacteria and viruses. So when the gut environment or the gut microbiome is imbalanced due to things like poor diet, stress even causes this, antibiotic use, then the immune system or the function of the immune system can be compromised. It can increase your ability to get infections or even autoimmune conditions. I want to talk about the gut-brain axis. It's really a complex communication system. Have you ever heard that your gut is your second brain? Well, it is kind of bidirectional, goes both ways. It's a pathway that's neural, it's hormonal, it's immunological. It signals between these two organ systems, and the gut environment plays really a huge role in this relationship and can impact various aspects of mental health. So it can affect neurotransmitter production because the gut produces your neurotransmitters, things like serotonin, your happy neurotransmitter, dopamine, GABA. The microbiome and the neurotransmitters are what play really the biggest role when it comes to regulating mood, dealing with stress levels, or even overall brain function. Number 2 is really inflammation and mood, and imbalances in your gut can lead to systemic inflammation, which is associated with things like anxiety or depression. That chronic inflammation that goes on, can really negatively impact your brain function and overall mental well-being. And number 3 is the stress response. The gut environment or microbiome can influence the body's response to stress by regulating your different or modulating your different hormonal levels and that production or buildup of neurotransmitters. So we see research coming out all the time. The research is suggesting that maintaining, and you've probably heard it, there's more about the gut all the time and the gut microbiome, and really maintaining a healthy gut through quality diet, targeted supplementation, it can positively impact mental health and support your emotional strength or emotional resilience. Chronic inflammation is really a key driver of so many modern diseases, like things like diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, and autoimmune conditions. And the gut microbiome is central to this because it helps to regulate those inflammation inflammation or modulate those inflammation levels throughout the body. There is an impact on metabolism because imbalances in the gut can contribute to dysfunction of your metabolism. It can contribute to insulin resistance or obesity. It also autoimmune disorders. That imbalance in the gut microbiome is associated with the development and progression of autoimmune diseases, where the immune system kind of turns rogue on you and starts to mistakenly attack healthy tissues. So that's what autoimmunity is. We want our immune system to fight the things that we don't want in our body. We don't want the immune system to start to self-attack or attack healthy tissues. Another problem is heart health. Chronic inflammation in the gut can contribute to hardening of your arteries or atherosclerosis, and obviously then that increases risk of things like heart disease. So let's talk about effective supplementation for the gut. Probiotics are number one. They are live beneficial bacteria. These improve the makeup of the gut microbiome, because the gut environment doesn't just have like one good bacteria. It has actually various types of bacteria, and you can measure that. I mean, you can measure exactly what you're deficient in and supplement accordingly, because if you go out and you look at different probiotics, you'll find that there are a wide variety of probiotics out there, and they affect or help different things. They work because they are reintroducing good beneficial gut into the bacteria, which restores that balance, restores the diversity, and they obviously are particularly effective after using an antibiotic. Why? Because antibiotics don't discriminate. They kind of act like a bomb in the gut, and they get rid of bad bacteria, but they get rid of good bacteria too. And we need a lot more of that good bacteria. In fact, you should have more good bacteria than cells in your system. So probiotics, introducing at the right time, the right probiotic, meaning most probiotics need to be taken on an empty stomach. I would recommend taking that at the very end of the day before you go to bed. If you are out there looking for a probiotic on your own, and that's okay if you have it tested, just make sure you get one with multiple strains. For sure, one with lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. Now, if you have advanced gut issues, I'd encourage you to work with a practitioner, because there are times, I mean, even exercise, if you've broken a leg, you need to alter that. So when it comes to different concerns or health issues in your gut, there are actually times where probiotic might be something that you need to wait on. So look for products that have those live organisms. Look for products ideally that are third-party tested, GMP certified. You should see that on the bottle. A lot of the bottles will have just a little logo that says GMP certified on that. You don't want to be picking up products that might say that they have it in there, but then there's no testing on it to determine if it's there. Now, the second supplement that I want you to consider is prebiotics. You can get it through a supplement, but you can get it through food. It's really just plant fibers. And what I mean by food, it's fuel for the probiotics, for the beneficial gut in the bacteria. It promotes the building or the growth of that healthy bacteria, which is going to help us maintain a good ecosystem in the gut. We want to nourish that bacteria, stimulate their growth and activity, and ultimately provide kind of a healthier environment so it can be a healthier future for that gut microbiome. So things to eat. Some of my favorites would be leeks, onions, bananas. You can also do garlic. You can do some whole grains. I would encourage you, and asparagus is another favorite of mine. If you are going to do whole grains, please make sure that they are organic, non-GMO, or consider a prebiotic supplement if you want to, like inulin or oligosaccharides would be good options. So there are some misconceptions about gut supplements. Some people think that if they're taking something that says this is going to help your gut, it's going to do everything. Prebiotics and probiotics are really powerful tools, but when it comes to things like digestive enzymes or fiber, that's not necessarily going to give you the desired effect of improving gut microbiome. So digestive enzymes do aid in digestion, but they do not directly impact the composition or break down the gut microbiome. They primarily assist in breaking food down into smaller or more absorbable components. Fiber supplements, essential, especially for women and your hormones. It's awesome for gut health, but they're not going to provide the same benefits as naturally occurring prebiotics found in whole foods. And whole foods contain a combination of fiber types that support overall gut health more effectively. So a few practical tips, and in addition to the probiotics, the prebiotics, I'd mentioned earlier, looking at diet, and doesn't have to be complicated. You need really a a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. And if you are doing, again, whole grains, that's okay as long as it's organic and non-GMO and you can tolerate them. And then fermented foods nourish the microbiome as well. So it's really down to maintaining a very diverse, a very balanced gut microbiome when it comes to managing overall inflammation, stress on the body, reducing that risk of chronic disease, and lifestyle factors like diet, even stress management, targeted supplementation, they all play a role. And it's almost like having a suitcase. You know, it's like one thing isn't going to do it. You kind of have to have a suitcase of things that's going to help go after the health of your gut microbiome, because the gut is really the gateway to the health of the whole body, and your gut is actually the surface area of a tennis court. So we want to make sure to support gut health, mitigate inflammation, and really do that as part of our lifestyle. The point isn't to get healthy. The point is to stay healthy. The point isn't to build up the good diversity. The point is to keep that good diversity. So before I sign off for today, to recap really quickly, I want you to think about finding one thing. You don't have to go out there and eat the colors of the rainbow today, but try to do one thing different than you have done before. Nurture the complex ecosystem of microbiomes, because it impacts your immune system, it impacts your mental health, it impacts your ability to prevent chronic diseases, and prioritizing through just simple dietary changes that can be part of your lifestyle, because the point isn't to make a dietary change, it's to keep it over time. And it's not about being perfect, it's about trying one or two things differently. Find some strategic supplementation that really is going to help you unlock your potential for a healthier, more resilient body and mind. If you do want more information, please comment below. You're always welcome also to go to our website and check out more information there. If you have any questions, reach out to me. We're here to help. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I wish you nothing but the best of gut health and the rest of your body.